Hey, this is a continuation of the last video. Forgot what it was called, like Lost on Purpose. This is still Lost on Purpose, but hey, if you're new here, I pretty much vlog about my journey with just mental health healing, relationship with food healing, things like that. The last video, I was telling you about how Oregon, right? So this is now Colorado. I started to notice that when I was in nature, sorry, my camera did something. When I was in nature, it like pulled out the emotions in me. I think I felt more alone. I definitely felt more alone traveling. Like all of those videos, all of those beautiful sceneries, you must think like, oh wow, you get to travel. No, when I watch them, I remember how I felt. And it was a very sad time. Even though I was in awe, even though I loved being there, I felt so lonely and alone, both. So I had to find some purpose. I needed to make these trips. Like I needed to do something with them, right? I needed to give myself a little job, let's say. And it was to take videos, to take pictures. But it is hard to go back and watch them because I attach feeling to what it is that I take a picture of or a video. I'm sure you all do too. Volunteering in Colorado, listening to NPR News, local Weather Channel did help me feel more grounded in a sense that I wasn't just floating around like, where am I? You know, when you wake up and you're like, oh, well, yeah, that's right. I'm in Missouri. I don't know. I've never been in Missouri. But it's kind of like that where you just feel like, oh, okay, I know a little bit more how the people think. I know a little bit more about the animals. You know, like when there's a wild fox running around or when there's a wolf in your trash, you're like, what? I also did some meetups. I met up with some people. I went and I had a friend that I would go to some meetups with, but I definitely been to a lot of them. And I've met some people. I met some people that I don't really talk to anymore, but God, I miss them well. I wish them well. Especially the one that I met in Oregon. I don't think she understands how much she helped her and her dogs, because her dogs, I would go pet them because, you know, I was kind of going through something. And in meetups, I did meet people. It's kind of hard to stay in relationships as you're older, as an adult. Maybe you guys can tell me because I don't have money for a therapist. Can you tell me why it's so hard to meet people as an adult, especially working from home, going out for a little bit? It's not like together, you know? It's not like, oh, Betty made me mad today and oh, now we're getting along, and you kind of go those ups and downs with Betty, and now Betty's your best friend and you've been through so much with her for 10 years that you consider her family. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that. So volunteering. I did volunteer. I volunteered to 3 places, mostly because they did background checks and I would ensure that I wasn't meeting some cuckoo person, you know, down the street or whatever. And I know that those who were there more or less aligned with my values as far as loving animals and things like that. So I understand some people aren't for volunteering. I get it. Like, why am I going to work for free? But it doesn't really feel like work, just so you know. It feels like when you mowed your neighbor's yard because they're too old. Like that, like, kind of feeling. Maybe it's a little self-serving. I don't know. But all in all, it kind of is a win-win. Man, the lighting, I got to turn on some lights. Once I gave myself, I guess you can say, a job, it kind of gave you more of a purpose. And when you have more of a purpose, it gives you more of a reason to go out to do these things. It reminds you to stay aligned with those things that you like to do. My intention, actually, funny story. When I first started doing videos, it was never my intention for me to be on camera. I just couldn't get anybody else to be on camera. So then I had to put myself on camera. So building a support network, even from a distance, is pretty important because you kind of want those people to check on you. You know what I mean? I had a not so healthy relationship with someone, and it wasn't romantic, even though we'll go down that. I'll have a whole other video for that. I just haven't decided to do it yet. But mostly it was because I wanted, like, they knew when I was home. They would be the first one to know, like, oh yeah, she needs, you know, I haven't seen her in a day. Let me go check on her. It didn't end well. Not that we fought or anything, but those distant relationships really do help. Fuck, come on, stop. So setting small routine goals also helped while I was there. I would travel whenever I could. Let there be light is one way to, well, now it's more, never mind. When you're driving alone, you really have nothing but your thoughts. That can be a lot to process. I have so many moments when the silence is deafening, either while I'm driving or at home. Sometimes when I stare at a beautiful landscape, I can't help but have to make myself about all of the things that I have been running from or the things that I haven't faced yet. I think sometimes just always, or you, I don't know, maybe you, maybe not, are just so focused at the end result and we don't stop to think about like the actual road. Like we're thinking about, okay, how much longer till I get there? Instead of pulling off on the side of the road and being like, look at this sunset. Or finding, I don't know, the little mom and pop rest stops, you know, and having like the best breakfast sandwich. We're always just so focused on where we're going to. And I think that's what Colorado has helped me, is really enjoy the process. Maybe that's just West Coast. I have no idea.